What's up, YouTube? Winged Wolf Knight coming at you today, and I've been doing quite a bit of soul searching lately, so to speak, and I've stumbled upon many things lately, and one of the biggest things I want to talk about, which I'm going to address in this video today, is, as some of you have heard me say before, I am an empath, an intuitive empath, but for a lot of people, they don't really know so much what the intuitive empath really is. So I'm here today to try to explain a little bit more in depth what an intuitive empath is, and what I've come up with is signs, different signs that I've experienced myself that I've actually studied on and researched, trying to figure out what all those signs meant. And, well, here I am. So, I actually was studying and doing some research for the last few days. That's why I haven't had a video. I've actually been doing some research on this stuff. But I've narrowed it down to 9 signs that I correlate with really strongly, that leads me to believe that I am an intuitive empath, which, mind you, everybody, that is just a label, a word to put with an ability, so to speak, or just a way to be able to relay it better to what I'm trying to talk about here. But like I said, I've narrowed it down to 9 signs that really match me, like, super strong, like I said, and I actually am here today because I want to talk to you about that, because I found it quite interesting myself. And before anybody thinks that I'm just doing this to make a video, no, this is something I've actually been doing a lot of studying, a lot of soul searching, and trying to figure out really more of who I am as an infinite being. You know, I am my own creator, my own architect, as some people have referred to it as. But anyway, just wanted to let you know what this video is going to be about, because, like I said, I've been studying this pretty heavily lately. That's why I've been real busy. That's why I haven't been shooting too many videos since last week so far. But today I'm here to talk, so here I go. The first sign that I have actually mentioned in my Signs of an Earth Angel video. The first sign of an intuitive empath is you feel super sensitive, which can cause all kinds of depressed, repressed emotions, anxiety, anxiousness feeling, can really weigh you down, because when you're an intuitive empath, you can pick up so much on how people feel, how the vibrations in a room are. You know, I'm one of those people, I can walk into a room, and if I don't like the vibes it gives off, I'll leave on the spot, because I already know it's not a good place for me to be, because it's just going to drain me down. But like I said, the first sign of an intuitive empath is you're super sensitive, so sensitive to everything that it literally, not even kidding, can sometimes make you feel like you are absolutely nuts and crazy in your head. But like I said, the super sensitivity or hypersensitivity, as I believe I mentioned in my Earth Angel video when I did that, it's pretty much just like when I go places, I can just feel so much that most people don't even realize is there. But I'm not going to get too in-depth on the first sign, obviously, because I've still got quite a few more to go. But I was just like I said, I wanted to make the note that I have mentioned the hypersensitivity, as I call it, before. And if you haven't seen that video, I do recommend it if you're soul searching yourself or on a spiritual journey, such as I am, such as a lot of us are. But anyway, that's the first sign. So now on to the second sign. Second sign of an intuitive empath is sometimes, without even realizing it, you can feel other people's emotions so strongly that they literally feel like your own emotions, even when they're not. But like I said, that just comes with the territory of being an intuitive empath, and it's something I'm having to work on still, trying to learn how to control the sensitivity to everything. But the second sign, like I said, is literally like you can sometimes feel other people's emotional patterns, vibrations, whatever you want to call them, so strongly that you think that you're feeling that way, even though it's just you picking up on the other person's emotional spectrum. But I don't know how long this video is going to actually be able to go, so I'm trying to get through this relatively quickly on the signs so that I can get this video posted, because I actually have to go to work here in about 45 minutes or so. So wish me luck there, everybody. But anyway, on to the third sign. The third sign of an intuitive empath is sometimes, like, for me, especially for me on this, it makes a lot of sense, because sometimes when I'm watching, like, movies, or I see a picture, or even in video gaming, if I see a real strong, like, depiction of something, sometimes I'll pick up on the emotional spectrum of how it might have felt. But the third sign of an intuitive empath: you can get choked up by seeing and feeling very strong emotions, or seeing videos or pictures that depict strong emotional scenes, as I like to put it. Which, like I said, sometimes, like the climax of a movie or something like that, when you're just like, and you just can't breathe for a minute, you're like, as some people call, flabbergasted. Well, that sometimes it's just you getting choked up because you feel the emotions coming off of what you're looking at or what you're viewing. But anyway, like I said, it's kind of a interesting video with the research I've done, and I'm really looking forward to doing more research, and hopefully as my soul journey continues, my spiritual awakening continues, I'll learn more and more and more and more, and eventually I'll be able to really navigate and help others like I hope to be able to do now with what I've already done. But anyway, fourth sign of an intuitive empath. Like I said, these are just signs that really correlate to me really, really well. The fourth sign of an intuitive empath: you can sense danger. You know when it's time to just get up and go, get away from a situation. You'll get real anxious around something or someone sometimes, and every now and again you'll just get that sense of, you gotta go, man. You gotta get the hell out of Dodge type of shit. Not even exaggerating, because I have been in situations like that where I'm sitting there just conversating or something, and all of a sudden I just feel this real sense of danger. Not necessarily that they're going to do anything to me or anything like that, but I just feel this real strong sense of urgency to, you need to go. You need to get out of this particular situation because it's not good for you. And I experience that quite often, believe it or not. It doesn't look like it by the way I can communicate with others, but the only reason I'm able to communicate so well now is because I'm learning how to control my natural gifts and my abilities. But like I said, the fourth sign is literally you get that sense of danger, that gut feeling that's saying, you need to go, you need to get out of Dodge, you need to get out of here, get away from this situation because it might not end well. But like I said, I'm not getting too in depth at the moment with the signs. I'm not really explaining them all that great, but I'm explaining them to correlations that are for me. Anyway, on to the next sign. The fifth sign of an intuitive empath: public places can just absolutely drain your energy. Man, I'm talking like you're in a big, huge group of people at like a convention or a fair or an amusement park or something, and sometimes public places for empaths, it can be so challenging because we pick up on everything around us. We're so sensitive to things that other people can't feel because they're not as attuned, they're not as sensitive as we are. But the fifth sign, like I said, public places believe it or not, they can be my absolute worst enemy from time to time when it comes to my energy levels, because I have been in public places. By the time I leave there, guys, I'm so tired I literally fall asleep because my energy is just depleted. It's just bars on empty, man. Time to sleep. But like I said, that's the fifth sign of an intuitive empath, is public places just drain you. They absolutely drain you. You're so exhausted after being in a public place so long that you can't help but sleep sometimes, not gonna lie. The sixth sign kind of correlates into the fifth sign. It goes hand in hand, I think, personally. It really goes hand in hand with the fifth sign, the sixth one, because the sixth sign of an intuitive empath, negative people can drain you as well as the public places and all that stuff, because negative people, when you're talking to them with an intuitive empath, you're feeling the vibrations, you're feeling the negativity, the energy is just like bombarding you to a point where you're just like uncomfortable sometimes, choke up, can't really speak, and you're just like, whoa, just slow down and let me take a breather. Because it can be rough with negative people. They are just as bad for me as public places sometimes. Certain people can just drain me. I've heard it referred to as those people are known as energy vampires, but I hate labeling anybody like that, because face it, guys, every one of us have problems. All of us at some point are going to bombard somebody with our problems, and if it's another empath, they'll understand a lot more. And sometimes, like I said, the negativity that they feel coming off of you, like if you're in a bad mood, can just absolutely drain them. They're just so exhausted afterward because they're always trying to help others before they help themselves. But they've got to remember they have to learn to help themselves, because if you can't help yourself, guys, you can't help somebody else around you. It's just not going to happen, because then you're not stable enough yourself with helping yourself. You're not stable enough to really help somebody else, because you're just draining yourself. Drain, 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 drain. And like I said, negative people, like negative emotions stuff, they can absolutely just take a toll on me to the point where I just feel sick from time to time, because it's just so much energy just bombarding my body. It's just crazy feeling. But at the same perspective as that, though, with intuitive empaths, positive people they can really, really, really help us, because we're feeling all the vibrations, all the positive energy coming off them, and it flows through us, and sometimes that can help us really to get back up to where we need to be on our vibrations, and we can really deeply connect with people. The seventh sign of an intuitive empath is simple. You're an intuitive empath, most likely, if not all the time, you've got people coming to you constantly with their problems, talking about their problems, their relationships, whatever. But intuitive empaths we tend to draw people toward us because they see the light that comes off of us, and they know that we will actually open our ears, not just listening physically, but we're listening with the conscious, subconscious mind, and we're analyzing how they're feeling, and we're actually trying to think of ways to help them instead of just thinking of what we're going to say next and all that. But like I said, the seventh sign, people they're attracted to you, man. Just face it, they're attracted to you. They come to you with their problems because they know you will actually sit down and talk to them and listen and try to help them, even if sometimes it drains you completely in the process trying that. And one bad thing with empaths that I've learned throughout my life, we will try to help everybody, which we try to go out of our way, we try to help others, but like I said, you have to really be able to help yourself as well in order to effectively help another soul. And I say soul because face it, we're all energy, we're all souls that are just in a vessel that are coming back and to experience the life here. But like I said, seventh one is just people are just drawn to you. They just come to you, just always just, hey man, can you help me here? Like, this is just coming from personal experience myself. People come to me all the time asking like, hey, can you help me with this, or can you sit down and listen? And me being what I am, being an intuitive empath, which, mind you, is just a label, guys. But it's how I identify, it's how I can identify with myself better, is by calling me that, because it matches how I am. But like I said, a lot of times I'm sitting here thinking more and more about other people than my own self, and sometimes it causes conflict with me, with my chakras being unbalanced and all that stuff. Anyway, enough on the seventh sign. I know I kind of went a little in depth there because I've experienced it quite often in my life. But the eighth sign of an intuitive empath, believe it or not, we just kind of instinctually navigate our lives. We don't really, for some of us like myself, we don't really set a lot of long-term goals, a lot of plans. We just kind of go day by day, following our gut feeling, our intuitions, our instincts. And a perfect example of this for me, I noticed this starting to happen when I started following my instincts more, because I was at the same job. I started working before I was out of high school, in case people don't know that. But I started working before I was out of high school, which was back in 2011. And I held down the same job for a little over 6 years. But finally, after a while, it just got to the point where it was like my soul and my intuition, my soul was just saying, it's not for you, man. It's not for you, Kev. You gotta go. You gotta leave this chapter behind. You gotta close this chapter, open up a new one to start in your lifetime. And like I said, for me, number 8 really speaks to me because, to be honest, guys, I've never really been that type of person that sets all the long-term plans, goals, all that stuff. I just go day by day, let my instincts guide me, and, well, we see where I'm at now doing that fact. I just kind of coast through life, just enjoy it as much as I can, enjoy it to the fullest extent that I'm able. But like I said, number 8, like I said, you just kind of just instinctually navigate your life. You don't really set, I guess you can set, but me personally, I don't really set a lot of like goals or boundaries or anything like that for my life. I just kind of, like I said, coast through it, take it day by day, and I just follow my instincts. And perfect example also of this, every now and again, like I'll be walking somewhere specific, and then I'll get this like urge to change my direction and go to a completely different area, which is just following my instincts, because sometimes I'll be going to like a store or something, then I'll get sidetracked and I'll end up going off into like the woods or down by the river or whatever, just because that's where I feel like I need to be at the time, more so than where I'm heading. But number 9, the 9th sign of an intuitive empath is just simple. We know that everything around us is changing. We know there's a major conscious shift. We know that more and more and more, and we can just see all the change and stuff happening around us that most people might not ever see because they blind themselves to it. But like I said, number 9's kind of self-explanatory. You know everything is changing. You feel the paradigm shift. It's just there in your subconscious and your conscious mind. You're just like, everything's changing. You know what's going on, type of things. And for me, it was very, very hard for me. At one point in my life, I went through a real bad depression phase when I was a teenager, and that really actually helped me to really reconnect with who I was, with what I was. And it was rough. It was real hard, guys. It was so bad during that depression phase that I literally thought about suicide on almost a daily basis. That's on a very serious note, but I never did it. But after I got through the depression phase and all that stuff, I realized what it was, and that was what some refer to as that was my first dark night of the soul. It was when I really had to go inside myself and do real deep soul searching, resurface everything that I had been just repressing, holding back. But I'll do that in a later video. I'll get more into detail and like what was going on during that time frame and all that stuff. But like I said, just wanted to get on here today because I've been doing some research for the last few days, and I've narrowed it down to several signs that match me really well. And I just wanted to shoot a video today on it before I went to work. Like I said, I've got about a half hour or so before I have to go to work. And just wanted to make the video because, like I said, it matches me very well. And anyway, make sure to like, subscribe, recommend my channel to other viewers if you don't mind, just I appreciate all of you guys that have supported me this far, and I'm sure I'll do many other things like this where I'm thanking my viewers and people that have just helped me to get to where I'm at now. I know I don't have a lot of videos up yet, but I'm at almost 900 views now, so I'd say that's pretty impressive. But anyway, like I said, I just want to do a video on intuitive empath signs and kind of go a little bit further into what an intuitive empath experiences and goes through on a daily basis in their life, which it is a big struggle. I'm not even going to lie there. It can be a very big struggle, but just remember, all of you intuitive empaths out there, just remember one thing for me. Please, just remember one thing. Never see your ability as a curse, because in all actuality, guys, being what I am has been probably the biggest blessing in my lifetime. And I knew I was different. I've always been different. I never fit in. I never really followed the trends and all that stuff. I've just kind of always been my own unique self. But anyway, just want to get on here, shoot that video, and like I said, make sure you like, subscribe, leave comments in the box if you have any questions, anything like that. But anyway, hope every one of you guys has a good day, and I hope that this will help others on their spiritual journeys as it has helped me with the knowledge that I've acquired. And later, guys. Have a good day, everybody, like I said, and I'm out.